Hello, everyone. This is Professor Ratajczyk. Hope you're all doing well. It seems like Winona's temperature, weather consistently wants to stay in the 50s and 60s with a bit of rain every day, it seems. So I've got a whole yard that we just did some construction on my house last year. So got a whole yard full of dirt, but also we're laying more concrete for my patio. Trying to live the dream here. But all this rain is not very helpful for construction efforts and patio work. So I'm just looking out my window here, and I think tomorrow will be a nice day. But if you're not in Winona, maybe you got some better weather. But it seems like Minnesota right now is hanging around the 50s and low 60s with a bit of rain. So on your screen, or the screen you see here, we're in Blackboard. I just logged in, and obviously I'm not you. So you're going to see things differently. I've got all these organizations that I belong to because I'm a wild and crazy guy. People want me in their clubs. Kidding aside here. If you go to the top right, this My Courses stuff, I've had a couple of you say, hey, I don't see anything. So I don't know if that means you literally don't see any microeconomics here, or you don't see like chapter 1 or chapter 2 stuff. So as we get going here, it's very important, especially in this online environment, that you specify what you're talking about. Saying, hey, I can't see anything. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean you can't find the link to the syllabus? Does that mean you can't find quiz 1? What does that mean? So what's very helpful for me is if when you email me, you specify what you're trying to access and be specific, because then I can help you very quickly. But if I have to do 3 or 4 different email exchanges with you to figure out exactly what you're not seeing, that could take 48 hours. That could take 72 hours here. So, be very specific. Perhaps attach a screenshot. Go to your FN key, your function key, and do a screenshot. Or if you're on a PC, there's this app called Snip. So if you type snipping, you do a snipping tool. It's kind of cool. Just do a new snip, and before your eyes, boom, I just made a screenshot. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to attach it to my email to my professor out there. So that's going to be very helpful to us. However, if you are one of the folks that perhaps doesn't see anything here, go to this wheel, this little wheel, and scroll down. Again, I'm a teacher, so I see a lot of stuff here, but you're going to want to find SU19. And it's going to highlight for you as it looks right now. I have 2 classes here. So check mark this, and then it will open up all these boxes for you so that you can actually see the class. Okay. So now you see the class here. Okay. And I'm going to go to student view so that I can walk you through exactly what you see versus what I see. As the instructor, I get to see more things. So this stuff up here is what I call the administrative stuff, like send an email, discussions if you have a question about something. I want you guys to use the discussion boards to ask each other questions. If you're confused on a math problem, or if you're confused on how comparative advantage works when you get to chapter 3, I won't be at my emails, 24 hours a day. It's just impossible. I've got 2 little kids. I got a 17-month-old daughter, and I've got a 3-year-old son. And so I won't be at the computer 24/7. I have it on my phone. But again, I need my rest just like you do. So if you are curious about something like a quick question, or if you read something in the news, you can go to the discussion. Again, this is not for points or anything, but you'll be able to create a discussion in here. All right. Sending email, my grades, course eval. When the course is over, you can talk about what went well, what didn't go well, and then integrity. You click on integrity, and take a moment here, depending on your internet speed. I'm wireless without my battery cord connected, so take a few moments here. Probably just add some juice. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I've already created several lectures for you. I get ahead of the game. So this is module 1. Our class is based on a 2-week module. So that means module 1 has chapter 1 through 4 in it, and there's an exam at the end. So you have to complete that exam at the end of the module. So every 2 weeks, you got an exam. Every 2 weeks, you got 3 or 4 quizzes based on each chapter that we cover. I go through that in the course layout video here. I also give you my more formal presentation of who I am and things like that. But then here you can see all of the different lectures that I've created to walk you through practice problems, to talk through comparative advantage. Because I'll tell you right now, comparative advantage is a difficult part of the chapter or of the course. So you'll definitely want to spend some time on comparative advantage there and trading in there. But the videos are here, and several of them I've taken the time to bookmark key concepts for you. So that when you open the video, you'll be able to click right on that video and it'll take you to a key concept that I wanted to teach you. You can see integrity link over here again, but syllabus and schedule, this is something you have to do for Friday. It does not require the book, but I have a course expectation quiz. I want you to take this. It's going to teach you and show me that you know how to take a Blackboard quiz, because all of our work is in Blackboard. There isn't an exam in Winona. Okay, this is 100% online. So it's through Blackboard, it's through the Blackboard test environment. So you click on the quiz, you answer some questions based on what I'm talking about in the syllabus, but also based on the course intro video on integrity. But if you click on course syllabus here and schedule, it's going to take you to the actual syllabus. I use Google Products now. I don't do Google Doc and print things off. So you can scroll down and keep scrolling and you can find all of the good stuff. What I like to joke with students about is if you want to understand what the final exam is going to look like, here they are. I kid you not. You'd be surprised how many times students ask the day before the final, hey, what's going to be in the final, prof? Well, go look at your syllabus, because as I've taught this class at least 50 different sections, and I've lived this stuff. I worked in China for a long time using microeconomics and data analytics, all this stuff. So you're getting a professor that knows his stuff. Again, you can look at my details, but I work for Harvard as well. So you're getting a St. Mary's professor who has reach at Harvard University, who has done this stuff in real life. So you're getting a lot of good stuff here. So I hope that you enjoy this class and you spend a lot of time sinking into what I've taught you or what I want to teach you here. So these are things, these course outcomes are things you should be able to do at the end of the semester. So they're very employable skills. So when you guys come back in the fall, you should be able to get a part-time job at Fastenal. It's a multi-billion-dollar corporation, fantastic place for business students to engage with what they're learning in the classroom. So you should be able to do all 4 of these things. Now, to what degree? Well, maybe some of you are A students, some of you are B students, some of you are C. Hopefully you don't have anything other than that. But you will all be able to do these based, to some degree. Now that said, I want you to be very careful here, very careful, because online courses, especially in the summer, and I get it, despite the fact that it's only 50 degrees out, eventually it's going to be 70, it's going to be 80, it's going to be 90, it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to want to go to the beach. I'm going to want to play sand volleyball. I'm going to go outside with my kids and go to the pool. I'm going to want to do all those things too, right? Just like you're going to want to go and have fun in the summer, and maybe you got jobs and things like that. The surefire way to get a bad grade in this class is to forget or do not plan to complete the quizzes and exams by the end of the module. So what do I mean by that? Well, I've got the due dates down here. All of them are down here. You have to complete quiz 1, 2, 3 by June 2nd. So that's 2 weeks from now. You can do them now, or you can do them on June 1st, but do not forget to do them, because I will give you zeros. There will be no negotiating. There will be no discussion. You will get zeros, okay? I give you 2 weeks. Come on, I give you 2 weeks. I'd love my boss to give me 2 weeks to do whatever I want with. Just set up your own priorities. The exams will be available. The first one will be available May 30th through June 2nd. And here's how I do the exams. I open them up for 48 to 72 hours, because maybe you got a busy Friday night. Maybe you're going out on a date, whatever. Maybe you got a sport event, you're going to the Twins game or Chicago White Sox, whatever, right? Well, take it Saturday then. Take it Sunday, but make sure you take it. Now, once you open the exam, you have 2 hours to complete it. So this isn't a situation where you can open it up on May 30th just to sneak a peek and hit Control P and print off the exam. Believe me, I know all the cheating. I know about CAG, all those websites. I know about CHAG. Don't worry about all that stuff. It's not a situation where you can Control P and print off the exam and then get all the answers and then complete the exam later. The moment you open that exam, a 2-hour countdown will start. So only open the exam when you're ready to take it. Okay. So then Module 2 opens up and you'll have the same situation, several quizzes. Module 3 opens up, you'll have several quizzes. And then down here, you're going to have when all is said and done, by the end of June, there's no more exams other than the final exam later on. There's no more new chapter content. There's no more book reading, anything like that. It's simply, you have to complete a paper. It's approximately about 4 to 5 pages, and it's based on everything you've learned here, and I give you the topic. The topic will be available to you on July 1st. Okay, so I'll give you the topic July 1st. You'll have a lot of fun with it. Basically, you get to pick a product, one of your favorite products. Maybe it's cereal, maybe it's tacos, whatever, and you got to trace the origin of that product. So if it's a beef taco, you got to go figure out how beef is made. Okay, it comes from cows. Okay, how are cows made? I'm not talking about how Mr. Cow and Mrs. Cow got together and made a cow, but the cow takes in grain or grass, it takes in water. Where does that grass come from? Well, that grass comes from seed. That grass comes from fertilizer. That cow produces fertilizer when it takes a dump. But you never thought your professor would talk about this stuff, did you? Well, that fecal matter is turned into fertilizer, which helps other plants grow, like tomatoes and things like that. So that's kind of what your paper would be about. So you could be thinking about that product that you're going to want to write about, but I wouldn't worry too much about that because this class is heavy, right? I mean, this is microeconomics. It requires a math competency. So if I were to say, this fork is $5 and I bought 20 of them, can you, before I even teach you anything in this class, do that math? $5 fork, I bought 20 of them. How much is that? $100. If you come into this class understanding that kind of math, then you'll be in good shape because we're going to build on that. Next, I'm going to tell you, hey, we got $5,000 to spend on forks, knives, and spoons. We need 20% of those to be forks, 20% to be knives, 60% to be spoons. How much are we going to spend on each? That kind of math that you're going to be learning about and working through in this class. So that's the class in general. Again, no late work. Honestly, I mean, the quizzes, you could actually do the quizzes anytime you want for each in the module that we're currently in. So module 1, and it takes the highest grade. So you can repeat the quizzes. It'll take the highest grade. So I'm not going to tell you how to do things here, but wink, wink. You can figure it out. You're all adults here. What I mean by that is you understand the system here. I don't think forgetting quizzes and forgetting due dates is going to be much of a problem. What I would recommend you do, I don't know if you have a Fitbit or what kind of smartphone you have, but I would literally go into your smartphone, go into your Google Calendar or whatever calendar app you want to do. I would put these in, especially this one. Like you'll get zeros out of 30, so you get 0 out of 30 if you don't do any of these, but don't get a 0 out of 50. Oof, that'll hurt. That'll hurt. So go into your calendar app, whatever you need to do. Put it in your car, wherever you go often, put it on a mirror in your bathroom, but print this sheet off or put it in your calendar so that it smacks you, it smacks you in the, in the face kind of, coming out of your phone there. So that ooh, I got to get that exam in. I forgot about that. I got to get that in because I'll tell you again, 0 out of 50. So be very careful if you do vacations. Like I'm going to China this summer. I want to go to Chicago this summer. I want to go a couple places. So what I need to do is I need to make sure my work is done ahead of time, right? Like if I've got work in the office or if I've got work for another responsibility or something to do around the house, I know I got to get that done. So despite the fact that I give you 2 weeks here, I would not wait until the second weekend of the module to do all this work, okay? But I'll be frank with you, that's kind of silly, right? I mean, it's kind of silly. And I mention this because I stick to what I say. You get a 0. You get a 0 if you don't turn your stuff in on time. And I've taught this class in the summer for many years. I've taught it face to face. You're getting, as I said before, you're getting a person that has done this work. Microeconomics. I would never teach macro. If the university would ask me to teach macro, I'd say no, because I believe in teaching what I'm good at. I don't believe in teaching all this other stuff that I'm not very good at. And I think that's important for you as a student to know that I know my stuff for micro. Everything's been planned appropriately. And this is the lay of the land here with the schedule. So I know I've probably talked for about 20 minutes on this calendar shot here, but they call it the hot summer nights. It gets really nice out. You want to go and shoot off some fireworks. You want to go on a river and go have fun. Don't forget, you got some schoolwork. You signed up for it. Got some schoolwork to do. So catch you on the flip side. Don't leave me on read.